tomorrow. Obviously, we haven't taken a test for like about 3 weeks, I think. We spent a little bit time on fractions, so let's review for the test. First part we saw, the first 6 questions are simplified. So there's 2 ways how you can simplify. I know I showed you guys one way. So for questions number 1, 12 over 16, remember I said start with the big number, and I'm going to write that as 4 times 4. I'd write it as a multiplication of 2 numbers. And then 12, write it as a multiplication of 2 numbers, but try to repeat one of those numbers. So 3 times 4, we cancel out the 4s, and we have 3 over 4. Right, that's simplifying. And I said that's one way. Another way, and what many teachers come and say is, divide top and bottom by the same thing. Because you have time and say, well, I can divide each of those by 4, and then we have 3 over 4. Right, divide top and bottom by the same thing, or write it as a multiplication and cancel the same number for both. So that's how we do simplifying questions 1 through 6. Any questions for the first 6? Alright, let's take a look at question number 7. When we're adding, first of all, we cannot have mixed numbers. So let me change this to improper. For the first fraction, I'm going to have 17 over 4. And the 17, because remember I went 4 times 4, and then I added it to the top. So if I got the 17. For the second fraction, I'm going to have minus 7 over 4. And the same thing, I went 1 times 4, and then I added it to the top. That's why I got the 7. The first few addition and subtraction, we have common denominator. Right? It's just a 4, so copy it. If it's a common denominator, just copy it. For the top, 17 minus 7, how much is 17 minus 7? 10. Which 10 over 4 is 5 over 2, right? I simplify my fraction a little. 10 over 4 is something as 5 over 2. But then we have the big number on top, so then we divide. I'll have 5 divided by 2. I know 2 goes into 5 2 times, because 2 times 2 is 4. My remainder is 1. So I'm going to write 1 over 2. 2 is 1. Don't forget your signs. This one was positive, but don't forget that there will be some negatives. If I look at question number 8, common denominator, let me just copy down the 3. And on the top, how much is 2 minus 1? 1. The big number is at the bottom, so we're good. 1 over 3. Then, let me move into question number, let me take a look at number 12. They're supposed to be fractions. The first number is not a fraction. Make it a fraction by putting a 1 at the bottom. You can always make it a fraction by putting a 1 at the bottom. So now I have fractions, but I realize that they don't have a common denominator. So I have to make a common denominator. Which was the smallest number that both 1 and 4 go into? 4. So we're going to make these 2 4s. How many times does 1 go into 4? 4 times. So let's multiply the top by 4. How many times does 4 go into 4? 1. Let's multiply the top by 1. Now that I have a common denominator, let me just copy it. For the top, how much is 16 plus 1? 17. We have the big number on top, so we do have to divide. 17 divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 17? 4 times. Because 4 times 4 is 16. Our remainder is 1. So 1 over 4. Remember, the bottom number on the fraction is this number out here. Right? It happens to be a 4. So that's why I put a 4 at the bottom of the fraction. So you guys have addition, subtraction, of fractions up until number 18. Any questions up until 18? 14? Alright, looking at 14, I cannot have mixed numbers, so I'm going to change it to improper. And I'm going to call this 5 over 3 plus 1 over 2. Remember the 5 because I went 1 times 3 plus 2. That's how I got the 5. I noticed that they don't have a common denominator. Which is the smallest number? The 3 and 2 both go into 6. So let's make them 6. How many times does 3 go into 6? 2 times. So let's multiply the top by 2. How many times does the 2 go into 6? 3 times. So let's multiply the top by 3. So we have 13 over 6. Remember the denominator is top here. And then just deal with the top. 10 plus 3, 13. The bigger number's on top, so we do have to divide. How many times does 6 go into 13? 2 times. It's 12. Our remainder is 1. So 1 over 6. Alright, any other questions up until 18? Remember, the main thing in adding and subtracting is common denominator. Make sure they have a common denominator. For multiplication, number 19, they don't need to. But let me start by changing it to from mixed number to improper fraction. So the first fraction, let me call that 11 over 3. And I'll multiply this by negative 4 over 3. Simplify if you can. But it has to be a number from the top, a number from the bottom. It doesn't matter where they come from, same fraction or different fraction. Just make sure it's a number from the top, a number from the bottom. In this case, we cannot. So I'm just going to multiply straight across. For multiplication, just multiply straight across. So on the top I have negative 44. At the bottom I have 9. Right, 3 times 3. Big numbers on top, so I have to divide. 44 divided by 9. How many times does 9 go into 44? 4. So 4 times 9 is 36. When we subtract this, the remainder is 8. The fraction will be 8 over 9. Don't forget your negative sign. Right, there's my negative sign. Don't forget your negative sign. Let me take a look at question number 20. There, I don't have any mixed numbers, so we're good. I'm just going to multiply straight across. I cannot simplify anything, so I see a negative sign, so I know my answer is negative. On the top, I have 1 times 1. At the bottom, I have 5 times 2. The big number's at the bottom, so we're good. Negative 1 over 10. I mean, for addition, subtraction, you need common denominator. For multiplications, you don't. Just multiply straight. Any questions up until 24? Let's take a look at number 25. First of all, they should all be fractions. So if they're not fractions, put a 1 at the bottom. So I made the first number a fraction. Then I cannot be dealing with mixed numbers. So change that to improper. So I'm going to have 2 over 1 divided by 13 over 6. And then for division, what we're going to do, we're going to change the division sign for a times and then switch the second fraction. So we're going to have 2 over 1 times 6 over 13. Right? Switch the second fraction. Simplify if you can. In our case, you cannot. Let me just multiply straight across. 2 times 6, and then 1 times 13. Big numbers at the bottom, so we're good. Alright, second question. This is you guys' test for tomorrow. I know we have a shorter day than usual. Yes. Yes, thank you. There was a negative sign, so yes. Thanks. Noon. That period ends at noon. So usually usually you guys have, in a regular day, you guys have 57 minutes per class. Or you guys have 40. And you guys have no lunch, so that's why we're able to get out at 12. Alright, any questions?